No! No! I can't believe it!
Hello, welcome to Junos Journeys. This channel is hosted by me, Willow Storm.
And I, Ricky Anderson.
As the title suggests, we are van lifers. We have lived in a van for about, I'd say, 5-6 months now.
Yep.
And been traveling for about 4-5 months. So we're pretty settled into van life. So today we are going to be reacting to van life because we are
Van lifers.
We are going to peruse Instagram and YouTube and just like social media in general to check out all these van life pages and basically give our real life opinion on it. We're not like other van lifers.
There's so many different kinds of van lifers. Some aren't even on the internet, they're doing it all for themselves. This is all our opinion, how we see it from our life and how we're looking at their...
Because we are van lifers. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a van lifer is, I'm gonna put that into Google and tell you what it says.
Google says, van life is a subculture of nomadic individuals who are embracing minimalism on a journey to reassess what is truly important for a happy and balanced life. We've been conditioned to work all week to pay for a house that we leave vacant all day and a car that waits for us outside of our workplace.
So I guess a lot of people see it as like a anti-society movement, outside alternative living, and I kind of agree that it is an alternative lifestyle. I want to start with Instagram because that's probably where most people will encounter most van life. So at first glance, it's all just really colourful photos. Yeah, let's check out the van lifer tag. That's what we really want to get into, I think. And this is like very typical, just like white.
That looks like a house's kitchen.
Kind of thing with being stereotypical on Instagram and stuff is almost expected, because you're trying to get people to give you attention, you're trying to get people to follow you, you're trying to get, and the best way you know how is to like do the same photos as everyone else.
This?
As you can see, there's quite a cultivated niche for what van life looks like on social media. But no, van life is shown, like, you try and show van life to be as glamorous as possible, because I do feel like there's still like a stigma that van lifers must be like dirty hobos, so like those more well-off people who do van life do not.
Yeah, you're trying to show that, no, I'm not a dirty hobo.
Trying to convince people that van life is like good and fun because you can have all your modern conveniences and luxuries, but I feel like that kind of works against what they said van life is. I also feel like it's very good to kind of show the raw, authentic side of things, and not just like, look at how glamorous it is, look at how many places I can travel to, because it's quite vain. And I know that's the point of Instagram, yeah, but even though we're on Instagram, it's still van life.
You don't see pictures of people doing something achievable, something that people who don't have a lot of money can also do.
Yeah, okay, well I think that's enough of Instagram now. It doesn't really give you a lot of information, and it does give you, like I said, that very superficial vain side of things. So maybe if we go to YouTube, we might find something interesting. Van tour after 2 years living on our tiny house on wheels. Oh, that's a pee funnel.
Oh my god!
That's the funnel they pee into. Pee funnel! Oh my god!
Oh, I've not seen that one before.
Oh my god,
So they pee in, it just goes outside the van.
Just pee outside! Oh my
no.
god. I have a shiwi if I need it, oh my god. We prefer to just find toilets. You'd be surprised how many public toilets are about. Why do they have a pee funnel? That's one off-putting thing about van life. Pee funnel. Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
So that's where they do number twos, I guess.
So they have a whole ass toilet.
Okay, so they go number ones and number twos in their van. Which personally, I mean, firstly, space and weight alone is a huge factor, and also stinky, and also they must be really comfortable with each other, because that's not very nomadic to buy a pre-built van.
Quickly, just show them on Google a pre-built camper van.
Custom van builder.
Go on then, go on that.
Holy moly, that's why all the vans look the same. Everyone's buying them just like built. I thought a huge...
Oh my god!
That must be so expensive.
Yeah, these vans, like so many people have, they just they don't even build them. Look, they all look this is why they look the same. So,
a huge part of this van life idea of the journey to reassess what's truly important, how can you do that if you're living in a van you paid for, someone else built? You're still living within the confines of what you're claiming that you want to escape. It's a bit hypocritical about us. So he was a van lifer, and now he makes vans for people who want to do van life. Again, I think this is part of what makes it seem so expensive and inaccessible to the average person, because now you feel like you have to get this, buy this decked out brand new van.
Yeah, that you've got to get something of that sort of standard, or you don't have everything.
Van life is about, you know, being outside of that, you know, being self-sustainable, finding and doing everything yourself.
So this is what people are paying. That is insane. I've seen this van on Instagram. People are like living in these. $195,000.
$195,000 for a van? No way, no way, no way. We spent like $5,000 on Juno. Imagine spending this much money on a van. How can you escape society if you're spending this much money? I'd need to mortgage all of my organs to afford that kind of thing.
You need to sell both your kidneys. This is more expensive than a house.
How are these other van lifers so rich? Like, did we miss the memo? Someone broke into our house? I see a lot of that. People always warn you before you go into van life of people like breaking into your van and taking everything away. And that is fair, because vans are incredibly easy to break into. It is a good idea to invest in like a good-ish security system. If someone wants to rob you,
they're gonna do it regardless.
So just be realistic about the kind of safety you need.
Can you check out the broken into? Okay, well, what's this man doing?
Van life has been kicking his butt.
First thing it was getting staked out by the cops for 3 days.
Oh, he was getting staked out by the cops. To be honest, if you are living in a van, you probably will have to be careful about police, because while not illegal in a lot of places, they still don't like it. It's the kind of behaviour they don't want, because people associate negative things with people who would like live in a van, especially in more kind of built up areas. But a lot of police will try and move you on, so police kind of will be interested in your activities. So just be aware that, don't be scared. They don't just like look on you as this evil criminal, but they do want to be wary, because it's the kind of behaviour from some people they want to discourage, especially if you look younger and like have dyed hair. They're not going to be too keen on you like coming in to their area. Okay, so he was in his van while people broke in, and that can be pretty scary. It's a good reason to get a dog, because a dog will hear it and it most likely will start barking, which will either wake you up before they manage to break in, or discourage whoever it is breaking in from breaking in.
I can hear and feel that someone is on my back ladder, or van, and I just say, "Hey there." He immediately goes, "Oh, sorry man, bye."
Okay, so he was in the van and someone tried to break in, and he was like, "Hello, I'm in this van," and the man was like, "Oh, soz.
Sorry, I will leave now."
So yeah,
yes,
typical YouTube clickbait, basically. People are going to make van life look better, because you're not going to want to show like when everything's terrible, because it can be kind of boring, and we are on social media trying to entertain people. But my point with that is that if you're on social media purposefully talking about kind of like van life and this getting away from society, and you're still doing exactly the same things as everyone else but in a van, I don't really want to take you very seriously, in the sense that I'm not sure how committed you are to this actual lifestyle, more than you are just committed to like performing the lifestyle. And a lot of these people are very real, and I do appreciate them and their honesty, and they just happen to have a lot more money than I do, which, you know, good for them. There is a lot to be said about the van life movement and how it is portrayed on social media. And if you are going to be on social media, you do want people to be, you know, clicking and liking and subscribing, like you should do right now. Like, comment, subscribe. You want those things. So as much as you want to be like, yeah, this is who I really am, this is what I'm really doing, you also want people to watch your videos. And a lot of people on social media doing van life know that people who aren't doing van life, what they want to see is, you know, they want to be sold this dream of being able to just freely travel and not have to worry about being tied down with responsibilities. which is what, you know, van life, and they're trying to sell you that. But on the same time, I get in the way that it contrasts with real life and what you're trying to really achieve with van life. We like to make videos, and I do like to share our van life on social media and an alternative way of living, because I think it's incredibly interesting for people who don't know about it, like we didn't know about it, and it might, you know, inspire you to also. But I'm not going to go out of my way to create this glamorous idea of what I think van life should look like. My only criticism with van life in particular about this is because of what they say it is and what they claim it to be. It goes against what they say van life is. The term van life represents more than just vehicle dwelling. For a lot of people, they turned to van life like we did because we hadn't much of a choice. Renting and stuff became too expensive, and so a lot of people become van lifers, and I feel like it's almost washing away like lower class aspects of van life and being like about how it's embodying a shift in the way people are thinking, and I don't think that's true, judging by what we've just seen on Instagram and YouTube. I don't think it's shifting the way that they think.
No, it's not. You're almost not living any differently because you've got the luxuries of what you do in an apartment.
When you can tell these people are very clearly just like you, but they live in a vehicle. And you know, I'm not claiming to be anything different, but I'm also not pretending to like that I'm on this like emotional shift. I'm just traveling, and like all things, the more things you experience and the more things you do, the more you will naturally learn, and the more your way of thinking will naturally change.
When you live in a tiny space on wheels, that you don't need a lot of the luxuries that a lot of people still have in their vans. You can go down to bare bones and just own the things that you enjoy doing. Like I've got my guitars and that's it. We've got some games.
We've got some games, we've got some guitars, I've got some paint, and we've got a bed. You can't really go on an emotional journey if you can still do everything you do in an apartment in a van. Yeah, on social media especially, van life has just become full of sayers and not doers. I feel inadequate about our van sometimes when I see all these luxurious vans on social media, but I've also got to remind myself that those aren't real, and these people are just saying this is how they live because that's what sells. This is what I'm thinking when I think OG van life, you know? Mates living on the bare bones, traveling around in their little like van, escaping like the norm. You're very much a van lifer, but you're not better than other people. 9 things you'll hate about van life.
Let's face it, there are downsides to van life.
There are downsides to every life. Number 2. Water.
We use about 6 litres of water per day.
When you're thinking about using water, you've got to think of everything you use water for. You know, are you going to be cleaning anything? Are you going to be cleaning yourself? You know, washing your hands? Are you going to be thirsty? You know, it's good to stay hydrated. You have to keep drinking water. And if there's 2 of you, how much water are you going to be consuming? You know, are you going to want to make yourself a hot coffee or a hot tea? You know, are you going to make pasta that night? So you need boiling water. You know, you can very quickly run through water, and you do have to plan ahead your water supply, and it reminds you how precious water is. If you want to conserve water, get it kind of like in a bowl and wash yourself from there rather than pouring water down on you. Wet wipes. Get wet wipes. If you can't shower, if you don't have a shower, you can't shower every day, get wet wipes. I promise you, you know, washing your hands, wet wipe, and you can get biodegradable wet wipes, so it's completely fine.
They're van.
Now, if you're a light sleeper like me, you're going to have a hard time sleeping if you are in an urban environment.
Okay, number 7 is vans aren't very soundproof. If it rains, if you're in an urban area, you're hearing all of that.
If it rains, it is really loud.
It's a metal roof, so it just shatters. So if you're a deep sleeper, it's probably fine, but if you're a lighter sleeper, just get some earplugs. Okay, so that's where we're gonna call it the end for this video. Don't get bummed down that, you know, you're not living the van life that you expected, and do take everything with a pinch of salt, just like you would with anything. Forget to like, comment, subscribe, find us on Instagram at Junos Journeys. So I've been Willow, this has been Ricky. Any final words to say about van life?
It's cool. You should try it.